Hi Libra, I'm Anisha. To know more about my work, you may visit my website www.TarotbyAnisha.com. For those of you who are seeking deeper clarity, be it in your love lives or your career, for a personal consultation, you may write to me at TarotbyAnisha@gmail.com. Librans, welcome to your 2018 forecast. It's quite an exciting and quite a dynamic year for you. We've had Saturn that is moved to its ruler planet Capricorn towards the end of 2017, and we already have Pluto that is there in Capricorn since the last couple of years, and it carries on being there for the next couple of years as well. Now this aspect for you is happening in your house of home. This is a space where you share with others, and this house also is ruled by Cancer and it rules your mother. Now for the last 2.5 years, you've had a lot of lessons about communication, on how it is that, not what is it that you're saying, but how it is that you're saying. And some of them have been challenging, and some of them you realize that it's been so easy just to get through. With the next 2.5 years, the entire attention is moving on to the people with whom you share the space and practicing those lessons as to how it is that you interact with them, Librans. Now, as much as you love to speak and as much as you love to interact, the entire Saturn Capricorn, it's an entire earth energy, and it brings about a certain heaviness with it. And you're an air zodiac. So earth and air normally, I wouldn't say they don't get along, but they're not really conducive. So it can be that at times what is really happening you can completely miss it, or what you're saying could completely be misinterpreted, and you would just wonder as to, I just said something and the other person just didn't get it. So for the next 2.5 years, with Saturn taking you to the blackboard, and Pluto, who is a god of underworld, and as per Greek mythology, its corresponding god is Hades. He is everything that lies under the surface, and Pluto is also synonymous with rebirth, regeneration, spirituality. He has to do with your deep psyche. He also has to do with your spiritual growth, and it represents endings and new beginnings. Now, on the negative, of course, side, with the Plutonian energy it can make you power hungry, and it can make you quite a bit of a control freak. Now, Saturn at the home surface is going to bring about challenges. They can be in the form of your mother, dealing with your one of the parents. And it can also mean for a lot of you that you will be changing homes, that you will be moving away from the space which you have shared with someone, and you will be leaving that house and you'll be making another home. Pluto is going to be getting to the bottom of things, of surface, as to what is really going on. It's going to be talking about your patterns, your how it is that you are when you share your space with others. It's going to be speaking about your childhood patterns, because Pluto goes really deep. So it's not just about your present state. It will go like deeper into your psyche. It's about the patterns, about sharing space with others. It's about childhood patterns. It's about nurturance received when you were there as a child. It is about it's also about restructuring of your house, of your home. You could be renovating, you could be redoing it again. There could be another home that you could be setting up. Some of you could be changing cities, countries. So there is a lot of movement when we begin the year for you. Also a great time, the next 2.5 years are a great time to be undoing patterns, Libra. So use this time to heal stuff which is really at the root, stuff that could be there can be painful stuff which could still be simmering and festering over there, and you may feel that I've been there, I've done that, I don't need to be dealing with it. But Pluto is going to make you look at stuff which you're not too happy looking at. So have the courage, simply by the knowledge that you can transform, that you can change, and that's what the Plutonian energy is also about. On the 31st of Jan, we have a lunar eclipse that is there in Leo, and this is there in your house of groups of friends, with people whom you share similar goals, desires, passion, and this is it's something is coming to an end over here. Either your friend circle shrinks, or you realize that you just want to be dealing with a certain section of people. You don't want to be having a large circle, and you're quite happy with it. It's also time of sort of sifting and knowing that who stays and who goes. May to Feb, that's around the 15th, we have a solar eclipse that is there in your house of love, romance, creativity, and children, and a lovely time to be. For some of you, you could be starting a new love relationship. For some of you, it gives a lease of life into your current relationship, an opportunity to speak your heart out, to be transparent, and have a heart-to-heart conversation. It's a wonderful time for a new creative project as well. For those of you who have been thinking of either writing a book or are in between, for theater, for movies, for anything creative that is there, for musicians, it's a wonderful time that you'll really feel inspired and creative. On the May 16th, we have the wild boy, unpredictable, chaotic Uranus, and he is changing signs. He's moving from Aries to Taurus for several years, and it's going to be moving into your house of joint finances, resources, taxes, inheritances, sexuality, and transformation. So it's a biggie, because for you, Uranus is going to be bringing about its sudden situations, which will make you feel quite threatened. You'll feel as if that in partnerships, I'm doing my bit, but why is it that I'm not getting, it's not being reciprocated. In certain cases, there could be relationships, partnerships, which could come to an end suddenly, without any big planning that will happen. That's what Uranus tends to do. For some of you, it could result in suddenly getting an inheritance, suddenly getting a bonus, or getting some money all of a sudden, which is not expected. From June 26th to August 27th, Mars is retrograde, and it's there in your house of love, romance, and creativity and children. So first things first, not a good time to be getting any surgery done with the Mars retrograde. And because this is happening in your house of love, not a great time to be either having too deep, intense discussions about relationship, about love, over committing, getting married. Just wait this month out. Just sort of lie low, let it just sort of ride over, and then you can begin any or restart any conversations that you may want to be having with your partner. July 12th, we have a solar eclipse that is there in your house of career, reputation, how it is that you want the world to view you, and a wonderful time to be starting. There could be a new job, it could be a new project. Some of you could be even signing up for a new book during this time. So it's a wonderful time to collaborate, to even start up your own work, or even get employed. 27th July, we have a lunar eclipse that is there in your house of creativity and children and love. So maybe some good news as far as your children are concerned. Maybe a creative project for them is it's manifesting, it's turning out well. It could give you a lot of happiness. For some of you, it will give you an opportunity to have spend some really lovely time off with your loved ones. It's a good time to be taking a break, going off with people whom you love. August 11th, we have a solar eclipse in Leo, and this is there in your house of friends, large group of friends, with people whom you share similar goals and desires, and it's a time where you are being encouraged to network, or it could be that you're getting really invited out during this time. You're popular and your friends want to hang around with you, and they just generally want to be with you. From October 5th to November 17th, your ruling planet Venus is retrograde. Now, this is initially in your house of earned income and self-worth, and then it is moving back into your own house. So very, very important for you Librans this year. First of all, the sense of self is very important. With the Venus retrograde, you could be questioning, you could be doubting yourself that, whether it is your own self-esteem, your own ability. For some of you, it could be just the way that you look physically, and you could be feeling quite, a sense of low self-esteem, or feeling judged, or feeling, in some cases, even directionless, that where am I going and where do I need to go? Is it the right path? Am I following the right path? So all these questions could be coming up for a lot of you. And try to, the best thing to do during the Venus retrograde is first of all, not take major reactions. Second of all, no major cosmetic surgeries, and try not to buy anything really expensive during this time, or something really beautiful. You could just regret it later. And because this also has to do with your earned income, this house, it could be that the money that you expected to come, it may be lesser than what you thought it would be. Towards end of the year, November 8th, we have Jupiter that has moved to Sagittarius, and it is there in your house of communication, interactions, siblings. So it's a wonderful year. It's a wonderful placement. You'll find yourself interacting, negotiating, and your network increasing for quite a while. There will be this need to exchange your ideas. Maybe some of you could be attending conferences, workshops, and you could be meeting with more people, and there could just be a space where there is, this house is also about learning, about higher learning. So some of you could actually be studying, and you could be doing your higher studies during this time. It also has to do with your siblings, so you can expect support coming from your siblings, and it also involves your community at large where you live. So quite an exciting year, Librans. A lot of focus on home, a lot of focus on restructuring of the place where you live, and your patterns from the time that you were really little, and how it is that you further deal with people. Of course, Uranus is, thankfully, it is moved finally out of your house of relationships. So while you'll find your relationships being quite peaceful for the next 2.5 years, but the sense of power struggle of who's bringing what on the table, or how you feel really about where money is concerned, or you feel insecure or threatened, these are the things that you will have to work through. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, Librans. I wish you all the best for 2018. I'll see you again soon, and thank you so much for watching.